Long ago in the grand kingdom of Babylon, a young man named Daniel stood out for his wisdom, kindness, and devotion to God. Daniel was an TMT born in Babylon. He had been taken from his homeland as a young boy, along with many others from Israel, to serve the powerful king Nebuchadnezzar. Even though he was far from home, Daniel remained devoted to his faith. Every day, he knelt by his window facing Jerusalem and prayed 3 times a day, just as he had done his whole life. His love and trust in God were unshakable. As the years passed, Daniel grew in wisdom, and the kings of Babylon came to respect him. First, King Nebuchadnezzar recognized his wisdom and made him one of his trusted advisors. Then, under King Belshazzar, Daniel-Tem's reputation grew, especially when he interpreted mysterious dreams and visions. Finally, when Darius became king, Daniel had risen to such a high position that he was one of the top 3 administrators overseeing the entire kingdom. Daniel-Tem's honesty, fairness, and deep faith earned him the trust of King Darius, and eventually Darius planned to make him the chief of all his advisors, giving him great authority over the entire land. But not everyone was pleased with Daniel-Tem's success. Some of the other advisors grew jealous and resented the respect that Daniel received. They wanted power for themselves, and Daniel-Tem's position threatened that. So they gathered together, plotting against him, but they faced a problem. Daniel was a man of integrity. He had done nothing wrong, and they couldn't find a single fault in him. Frustrated, they decided to attack him in the only way they could think of through his faith. After careful planning, the advisors went to King Darius with a proposal. They bowed respectfully and said, "O king, live forever. We believe there should be a law that would honor you above all. Let it be declared that anyone who prays to any god or man other than you for the next 30 days shall be thrown into the den of lions." The advisors knew that Daniel would never compromise his faith, no matter what the cost. King Darius, flattered by the proposal, did not realize their deceit. He agreed to the law, unaware that his friend Daniel would be affected. According to the law of the Medes and Persians, once a decree was signed, it could not be changed. When Daniel heard of the new law, he felt no fear or anger. He knew the dangers that lay ahead, yet he remained calm and full of faith. Instead of hiding his prayers or changing his routine, Daniel quietly went to his room, knelt by his window, and prayed, giving thanks to God just as he had always done. He prayed for wisdom, strength, and for God's guidance. His heart was filled with peace, for he knew that he was not alone. The advisors quickly reported Daniel-Tem's actions to the king, who was deeply troubled when he heard the news. Darius admired Daniel and did not want to punish him, but the law was unchangeable. He spent the whole day searching for a way to save Daniel, but by evening there was nothing he could do. With a heavy heart, the king ordered Daniel to be brought to the Lion-Tem's den. As they lowered Daniel into the dark den, King Darius called out to him, "May your God, whom you serve so faithfully, rescue you." Then a heavy stone was rolled over the entrance, sealing Daniel inside with the lions. The king returned to his palace, but he was so worried that he couldn't eat, sleep, or enjoy any comfort. He spent the entire night in anguish, waiting for morning to come, hoping for a miracle. Inside the den, Daniel stood quietly, listening to the deep, low growls of the lions as they prowled around him. The lions were strong, powerful creatures, and in the darkness Daniel could feel their presence close by. But even in that terrifying place, Daniel felt no fear. His heart was steady, for he knew that God was with him. In that moment, an angel appeared, filling the den with a soft, warm light. The angel approached the lions and with a gentle hand shut their mouths. The lions, who had been restless and hungry, lay down peacefully, as calm and quiet as lambs. The night passed slowly, with Daniel sitting in peace, surrounded by the lions but untouched. He spent the hours in prayer, thanking God for his protection, knowing that God's power was greater than any danger he faced. In the stillness, he felt a sense of awe and wonder, realizing that God's presence was more powerful than anything he could see or imagine. As the first light of dawn broke over the city, King Darius hurried to the den. His voice was filled with worry and hope as he called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve so faithfully, been able to rescue you from the lions?" For a moment there was silence, and then a calm voice responded from within the den. "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight, and I have done no wrong before you." The king was overjoyed. He ordered his servants to remove the stone and lift Daniel out of the den. When Daniel emerged, he was unharmed, without a single scratch on him, for he had trusted in God completely. King Darius was filled with amazement and awe, and he knew that Daniel-e-Ur-Tem's God was truly powerful. Moved by what he had witnessed, Darius made a decree of his own. He sent word to all people in his kingdom, declaring, "In every part of my kingdom, people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel, for he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will never be destroyed, and his dominion will never end." He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. The people of Babylon marveled at the story, and Daniel-Ur-Tem's faith became an inspiration throughout the kingdom. Because of Daniel-Ur-Tem's courage and trust in God, people everywhere began to learn of God-Ur-Tem's power, mercy, and love. They saw that, just as he had protected Daniel in the lion Ur-Tem's den, God is always near to those who call on him, no matter how dark or frightening the situation may be. As we close our eyes tonight, may we remember Daniel-Ur-Tem's story of courage and faith. God-Ur-Tem's presence surrounded him, even in the lion Ur-Tem's den, bringing peace and protection when he needed it most. In the same way, God watches over us, guiding us through every fear and trial. Just as he did for Daniel, God can bring us peace in the most unlikely places, turning our darkest nights into moments of quiet strength. With this comforting thought, we can rest assured, knowing that we are never alone. As we drift into a gentle sleep, let us feel surrounded by God-Ur-Tem's love, resting in his presence, and trusting that, just like Daniel, we are always safe in his care.